Hey guys, work here. How you doing? It's been a while. I wanted to hop on here really quick to tell you guys, give you an update. What's going on? I've been busy. But for those, some of you know, some of you don't know, I screwed my finger up over the summer. Super cool thing. Dislocated it. Don't do that. It's supposed to be straight. It's not anymore. Just kind of got clearance to get back to shooting. But before that, I mean, this has been 3 months ago that this happened, and I haven't been able to shoot. So I had to find something else to be able to train with, so that I could keep proficiency up without causing undue damage. You know, if something had happened in the real world, I still carried. I can still like hold and shoot a gun. It's just that the recoil impulse might hurt my fingy. So in the real world, like, I'd rather, you know, have to draw and shoot and start the healing process all over than anything else. But I needed to keep my proficiency up. So what I did instead was I got one of these. This is an airsoft gun. It is a licensed airsoft gun of one of my carry guns, my Staccato C2. This thing is identical to it. Everything except the little barrel extension here. The grip texturing is the same. The grip is the same. The trigger is very close to being the same. A little bit worse on this, but that's all right. I'd rather practice with a worse trigger and then have a better trigger if I need it. But so I've been using this to do dry fire training, essentially. Got a target across my basement here. And the reason that I did this way instead of like just basic dry fire is I needed feedback. You know, when you're doing dry fire training, like, you can do draws and stuff and go really quick with it. And you can do all of the things you need to do, but you don't get the feedback. You know, like you can expect those hits to be good, but if you don't have the actual feedback of seeing where the round hits, you don't know that they're good. And it had been a while since I shot anyway, and I needed to make sure that I was still getting good hits and that I was still capable. And to be able to keep that capability up. So I did this to not only do that, but also to be able to manage some recoil without it being more recoil than my finger could handle at the time. And it's been awesome. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm ever going to go back to like normal dry fire. I might pick up like an airsoft version of each of my carry guns and roll through them. It is considerably cheaper than going to the range, as much as I wish I could go to the range. Obviously, still live fire is a necessity because real recoil is, you know, you got to be able to manage real recoil. But this is a really good kind of in between. Where like dry fire is fantastic. But I usually don't get a whole lot of use out of dry fire. I get reps down, but once it gets to it, you know, like you don't get that feedback. So this is great because I can do all of it. I can get all of my reps in, get my feedback on where my hits are taking place. I can transition targets. I can see what's going on. And it is just, it's like taking dry fire and popping it up like 5 levels for me. With me, I can't make it out to the range nearly as much as I wish I could anymore. Just got other obligations. This I can do at home in my basement. Just, you know, I've got a target like 10 feet away at this point. I got about another like 15 feet back that way that I can move. So I can get long shots, short shots. I can do drawing. I can do shooting from retention. I can do all of those things with accurate feedback on what I'm doing. I've even got a shot timer I can pop up, and the shot timer, if I said it right, will catch the shots, like, so I can see what my my draw times are and everything. I don't have to set par times. I can actually see what my times are versus setting par times and be able to drive that speed to be able to see how I can go. So, like, for me, this is just fantastic. I absolutely love it. Now, right now, my Staccato is sitting in a new to me holster, the Incog from Safariland, and I'm okay. It's okay. There's some things that I don't like. They didn't do a great job of rounding up here. This is a pretty flat, pretty, like, sharp's not the right word, but it's a very right angle surface. It's not the most comfortable up here, especially because they combine the C2 with the C. So you get that extra length that the C has, but like, if you can see in there, like, there's a ½ inch that they could chop off there for the C2. It doesn't have adjustable ride height, which is a big mistake in my book as far as holsters go. I really don't like it when companies do that. The clips are okay. The retention I don't like because it uses friction-based retention instead of instead of captive retention. You can hear it a little bit there. It gets in there a little bit, but most of the retention is if you've got enough retention that you can hear it, then once you put it in belt, because if you think about it in belt, you're squeezing it and that's increasing retention. I just reset the retention on this, trying to get it right, and if you notice a couple of times there, it wasn't coming out when I was drawing. So if you can hear it, it's probably a little bit too much on this. And then the coating, like obviously this is the part that like pulls me in because it looks fantastic. However, I feel like it should just be on the inside. They shouldn't put it on the outside because this kind of makes it a pain in the butt to put it like in your pants. It gets caught on stuff, as do the kind of sticky outy bottom edges of your clips, especially this one, like the distance that this is up. It gets caught on belts and it's hard to shove that below the belt line to be able to get the clip up and over. I don't hate it, but I don't prefer it. I do prefer my Tenacore, especially with the incline. The wedge from, or the torque bar, I guess is what they call it, from Variant Innovation. Just gives you a little bit more usability, a little bit easier abilities to put it on. But so that's what I'm doing right now, guys. That's my dry fire practice, is using my Airsoft staccato here. You can hear it's kind of going dead a little bit. Sounds like I'm dead. And just getting that feedback in so that I have a little bit more use out of my dry fire training. These aren't cheap, but they are worth it. And I would, if you've got the spare cash to be able to throw at something like this, and you're looking for a way to up your dry fire training, perfect way to do it. Also, yes, that's a katana. Just throwing that out there. So anyway, that's it, guys. If you got any questions, post them down below, and I'll catch you later.